moment. This is the last Ed puzzle. This is the last question of it, so let's make it good. Come on.
Don't always go hand in hand as much as some Americans wish they would. Many new African democracies
I'm gonna miss this guy so much.
The same is true in some Latin American countries, and China has shown that you don't need democracy in order to experience.
I'm gonna follow him on Instagram.
But for a few countries, especially Brazil.
I forgot the question. Just like old times.
Hand in hand as much as some Americans wish they would. Many new African democracies continue to struggle. The same is true in some Latin American countries, and China has shown that you don't need democracy in order to experience economic growth. But for a few countries, especially Brazil.
Funny thing is I was about to pick Brazil. Man, it's gonna go out on a high note.
Brazil and India, the combination of democracy and economic liberalism has unleashed impressive growth that has lifted millions out of poverty. So can we say that it's good then? Can we celebrate globalization in spite of its
back then with John Green.
effects on families and the environment?
I didn't know I was making memories. I just thought I was doing homework, man. But
every living human, then globalization will have been very bad.
These assignments, man.
Specifically by ending it. If climate change continues,
I'll tell you one thing. They suck when you get them wrong. When you get them right, especially in a class when you have a C, borderline D, man, just feels so good to know that you're doing something.
On the other hand, if we discover an asteroid hurtling toward Earth and mobilize global industry and technology in such a way that we
globalization too, man.
Save the world, then globalization will be celebrated.
What would you do with that?
I mean, assuming we have millennia and can convince Bruce Willis to go. In short, to understand the present, we have to imagine the future.
I always liked John Green, man. Like, sense of humor, man. I bet he gets mad bitches, bro. Like, you go to the club, you see John Green, and then the bitch is like, "Oh, it's John Green." Why am I saying this? It's midnight, right? Yeah, that's what I say. This is the things I say late at night. Was that Kim Kardashian?
Disparities between those who have more and those who have less have existed pretty much from the moment agriculture enabled us to accumulate a surplus. At some times, this inequality has been a big concern, as it was with Jesus and with Muhammad. At other times, not so much. Inequalities are as old as human history, and almost as old is the debate about them. One thing that is new, however, is our ability to learn about them, to discuss them, and hopefully...
I remember that meme. That meme was so bad. That's like the first meme I saw. Like, I had an iPad 1 when I'm not funny.
Other thing about history. You are making it. That old idea that history is the deeds of great men, that was wrong. Celebrated individuals do shape history, but so do the rest of us. And while it's true that many historical forces, malaria, meteors from space,
I'm gonna miss this guy so much, man.
It's also true that every human
I only got 1 minute with him. I may not be a mathematician. Man, that's like the first video I made about John Green. Check that out on my main channel, Chizo. Look up Chizo in my way, and then you'll find the channel.
Thanks for watching. But there's no need to despair, Crash Course fans. I'll see you next week for the beginning of our mini-series on literature. Crash Course is produced and directed by Stan Muller. Our script supervisor is Meredith Banco.
Don't go, man. Don't go.
Written by my high school history teacher, Raoul Meyer, and myself, and our graphics team.
Don't go, man.
This week's phrase of the week is Bruce Willis, which I'm telling you because we are retiring the idea of the phrase of the week. Thank you so much for watching Crash Course World History. It has been super fun to try to tell the history of the world in 42, 12
Come on, man, we got 20 seconds.
And I hope you'll hang around for literature. Thanks for watching.
Good. Come on, we got time.
Oh, Stan, that's a crash.
He finally crashed. My man did it. Boring to shit. Forced to wipe. See ya. Oh, it's on the screen.